Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the joint committee today from the Government Operations and Public Safety Committees. We have one item on our agenda, which is Bill 3921, Taxation, Public Safety Officers, Public Safety Emergency Communications Specialist, Property Tax Credit. And as we begin, I'm going to ask the chair of the Government Operations if she has any opening comments, and then I'll turn to my colleagues, and then we'll go through this packet. So, Madam Chair, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Do not have any comments. This is our second session, and I think that we have some good, developments and updates that will allow us to vote on this really important bill. So I'm ready to go. Thank you.
Okay, very good. I don't know if any other. I do know that I do believe that Councilmember Hucker will be joining us shortly, and I'm a twofer for this. For those of you who are wondering why there's only 5, I'm on both committees as well. And you're okay? Well, with that, we're going to first off thank Ms. Wellens for once again doing a wonderful packet for us, and if she will lead us through, please.
Certainly. Thank you, Mr. Chair, and good morning, council members. As noted by Chair Navarro, this is work session number 2 on Bill 3921, Taxation, Public Safety Officers, Public Safety Emergency Communications Specialists, Property Tax Credit. This bill stemmed from some enabling legislation by the state, which allows the council to provide property tax credits to the public safety officers and emergency communications specialists. And this bill had its first work session back in November of 2021, but subsequent to that, the bill went to collective bargaining in order for the executive and the employee representatives to hash out any amendments that they wanted to this bill. As a result, there were some suggestions for adding certain categories of individuals to be eligible for the credit. So you'll see that reflected in the packet. So, Mr. Chair, I'll just get started on the issue 1 of the packet, if that's all right.
Please.
We're on page number 3 of the staff memorandum. Fiscal and economic impacts, those are outlined there for you, and the Department of Finance provided this helpful chart that you see at the bottom of page 3, where it's broken out the anticipated fiscal impacts of the tax credit for various categories of public safety personnel. I'll just note OLO estimated that the bill will have a positive impact on economic conditions in the county. Moving to issue number 4, the racial equity and social justice impacts of the bill. The OLO had noted that as originally drafted, they anticipated a negative impact on racial equity and social justice because the eligible public safety personnel that would own eligible properties are disproportionately white. They did make some really helpful recommendations, including the suggestion to include correctional officers within the purview of the bill, that since those officers are more diverse and have greater representation of black officers, that would increase the racial equity outcomes of the bill. So there's that suggestion that's stemming from the racial equity and social impact statement, and also dovetails then with what was negotiated between the executive and the unions. They also suggested the inclusion of correctional officers, and in addition, I believe Councilmember Hucker, also had a potential proposed amendment to include the correctional officers. Should the committee wish to recommend amending the bill to include correctional officers, there is a potential amendment for you available at Circle 30 of the packet.
Okay.
So that's the first decision point, Mr. Chair.
Well, thank you very much. First off, and I think it should be noted on page 3 of your packet, it does show the number of full-time people who are living in Montgomery County who are full-time sworn officers and deputy sheriffs, etc. And actually, that's a very good baseline for us. So we will know if what we're doing, or hopefully we'll be doing today, will encourage more people to actually live in Montgomery County. It's not only is this a tool to recruit people, it's a tool to retain people, it's also a tool to entice people to live here where they work, and over time, hopefully this will be something that all of us do. And I think it should be noted that all of the volunteer firefighters, which no one should be surprised, many of them live in owner-occupied units in Montgomery County. So anyhow, with that, I'm going to turn to Chairman Navarro, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First I would like to move this inclusion. I think it makes sense. However, I also wanted to just be on record saying that one way to remedy the racial equity and social justice impact is to, of course, to be more intentional in recruiting diverse workforce, which, as you stated, Mr. Chairman, this can be another tool for us to recruit more people and of diverse backgrounds. So I concur with the recommendation, but also want to make sure that we are proactive as well. Thank you.
Well said. Council President.
I definitely second the motion and appreciate the amendment put forward by Councilmember Hucker. And since we're in discussion, and I should have said this up front, one of the concerns raised by some to this legislation, and it bears worth repeating, is that there are many other categories of positions professionally that are struggling for recruitment and retention. That is all true, but the General Assembly has enacted legislation specifically to allow local jurisdictions to focus on first responders, which makes sense given the shortage not just here in Montgomery County but across the state. So I just, for those watching at home, want to reiterate that once again, and we have had initial conversations with their colleagues in the General Assembly about the possibility of extending to other categories of professions that are equally as important to the fabric of our society in so many different ways, but this is what our council is bound by at this time.
Thank you. Councilmember Hucker.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I very much agree with your comments and Chair Navarro's as well. I can't really add anything except to speak to my own intentions working with the Council President to draft this bill. And I had this conversation with the director of OLO. With all due respect to the assessment, I think we all understand that our police force is disproportionately white and doesn't reflect the population of the county. And there's not only is doing so the fair thing to do, it also results in potentially better policing because you have a police force that reflects the people they're policing. But to all due respect to OLO's note, the goal of the bill, there are multiple goals of the bill, but one isn't to retain the current state at all, but to actually create an incentive to make our first responders look more like Montgomery County. And to, as Chair Navarro said, give us an additional tool to recruit people that grew up in Montgomery County and currently live in Montgomery County and have them think about being a first responder instead of seeking another occupation. So we often hear that the high cost of housing is a reason that they can't stay in Montgomery County, that our young people can't stay. And so I think this bill, one of the intentions of it, is to give us a tool to help make our first responders potential candidates go into the academy knowing if they do that, they might be able to buy a house here at a lower property tax value than they would if they went into a different occupation, which will result in our first responder force, particularly the police force, reflecting the community rather than looking differently than the community. Thank you.
Thank you. So, Ms. Wellens, you said it's on Circle 30 of the packet of the amendment, the potential amendment. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Is there, you made them. It's been moved and seconded. You're right. Oh, that's right. Thank you all. It takes a village to raise me as a committee chair here. All those in favor, please signify by raising their hand, and that's going to be 5-0, only because I'm a twofer. Okay. So what is the next point, Ms. Wellens?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The next point is issue number 4, noted in the staff memorandum. We're at the bottom of page 4 of the memo, and this relates to a potential amendment to include deputy sheriffs under the purview of the bill. This was negotiated between the executive and FOP, IAFF, and McGeo to propose this amendment to include deputy sheriffs. And I'll also note that the fiscal impact for the inclusion of deputy sheriffs is already, it's reflected in the chart on page 3. It's reflected in under the full-time sworn officers and deputy sheriffs. So that's included there in Department of Finance's calculations. Thank you.
Any comment, please?
It was negotiated. I'm happy to move it.
Second. It's been moved and seconded. All those, in fact, all those in favor, please raise your hand. I have a feeling this is also going to be by acclamation. Yes, that passes unanimously as well. And
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The final issue noted in the staff memorandum, we're at issue number 5, and it is the potential amendment to include volunteer firefighters and EMTs under the bill. And this also was negotiated. This was negotiated between the executive and MCV FRA. And just to note, there's a typo in the memorandum under item number 5, the third paragraph down. There's a reference to IAFF. That is supposed to be MCV FRA. And thank you to Mr. Bernard for pointing that out. The potential amendment for your consideration is right there at the bottom of page 5 and then beginning of page 6. And again, the estimated fiscal impact is shown on the chart on page 3. Thank you.
thank you very much. Councilmember Friedson.
Yeah, thank you. I think I had raised this, but there was a lot of support added at our prior meeting as part of our discussion. I want to note that Eric Bernard is here, so welcome him. I think there was a lot of support at the last conversation for obvious reasons. This is about as good a deal as we get. Volunteer first responders who sign up for what is, they sign up to protect the community. They receive a very modest stipend, and providing some support for them is beyond appropriate. I'm very pleased to move this.
It's been moved. Is there a second? It's been moved and seconded. Any other comment? All those in favor, please raise your hand, and that carries unanimously as well. Anything else, Ms. Wellens?
Great. Thank you, Mr. Chair. No further issues.
Very good. Well, as I said, I've learned a long time ago, take yes as an answer. I don't know if anybody else has any other comments. Yeah, it's good advice, yeah. Thank you very much. We are, do we need to vote the entire, we need to vote the entire bill?
I'd like to move the entire bill as amended to full council.
I second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor, please raise your hand. And once again, that is unanimous. Thank you very much, Ms. Wellens, and everybody else involved. We are adjourned. Bye-bye.